Hi, I'm Delana from delanasims.com, and this week I want to show you how to add a pop-up form to your Squarespace website. Now there's a couple of different ways to do this, but this week I'm going to show you how to add the form from within Squarespace. So you will need an email service to connect to later to send emails to these folks, but for now you will not be using a form from a different email service. We'll use the pop-up forms that are built right into Squarespace. Pop-ups are a great way to prompt people to join you on your email list. They can be set up to show up after somebody's been on your page for a certain amount of time or scrolled a certain amount of space on your page. And they kind of remind people, yeah, you want to sign up for my list before you leave my website so that we can stay in touch and I can send you all these tips and bits of knowledge. And they're really effective because they have to physically close out of them. So since they have to either close out or sign up, there's a good chance that they're going to go ahead and sign up. Before we get started, make sure you subscribe to my channel so that you get notifications when I release new content every single week. Okay, let's get started. So you're going to start by logging into your Squarespace website here, and then we're going to go to marketing. This is where you can do different things like pop-ups, which is what we're going to do. You can do an announcement bar if you want to, and depending on what you have set up on your website, you could do some of this other stuff too, share buttons, Instagram, that kind of thing. But for today, we're going to do a promotional pop-up. Now, I already have one set up on my website, but I actually want to change it, so we're going to go ahead and do that. Now, right here, you can change the layout. So there's a couple of different styles you can choose from here. I'm just using this first one, which is very basic, just a box with some text. You can add images if you want, do a background image. They have all kinds of different designs here to choose from. I think for this new one, I'm actually going to give this one a try. So that's what it's going to look like when it pops up. You can add a picture here and then change this text. Once you choose the one that you want, you'll just come up here and click Save. And that will take you, and then click the back button to take you back to where you can make edits to it. Okay, so now we can change the different things on the form to make them what we want them to be. So let's start with the action section. Oops. It's going to open up over here on the side, and this is basically, we're going to be telling it what we want to do with the information that comes from the form. So right now we just have the email address option, and I have it set up, and I'm going to keep this like this, but I have it set up to send to a Google Drive spreadsheet, and then from there I have that spreadsheet sending information over to ConvertKit using Zapier. Now if you'd like to see how that is set up, I have another tutorial that I can link in the description here that shows you how to do that. So I'm going to keep that set up just like this for here. If you're using MailChimp, you could connect that directly. If you're using the Squarespace email campaigns, then you can connect that here as well. And then down here you can change anything about the form that you want to change, like what the button says, the disclaimer that's down here at the bottom. This is going to show right there. The post submit message, I'll probably change this to say something like, thank you for subscribing. Okay, so I just put thank you for subscribing. Please go check your email for your ebook. It may take up to 15 minutes to land in your inbox. You can write whatever you want there to your new subscribers. And then under here we have the post submit HTML, which I also did this the other day in a video, which I can also link to. But this is just the redirect. And I may need to change this since it goes to a different freebie, and I'm going to switch this out. But this is just the code that you would put in to send your subscribers to a new page once they have subscribed to the form. Okay, and once you're done with all of that, you'll click Save, and that'll take us back to the main menu over here. Next is the content. This is where you can edit what your actual form says. So I'm going to change this to my Save 40 hours. So just change the header, and then I'm going to change this text down here at the bottom, the body. Just do something like that. Tell people why they need to subscribe and what they're going to get from your free offer. And then we're just going to click save again. Now here we got the display and timing. So this is where you can decide when and where the form is going to pop up. Now I only have mine set to pop up on certain pages. This is because I don't want it to pop up when people land on sales pages, because you don't want to distract them from whatever it is you're trying to sell them. And I don't have it set to pop up on any of my work together pages. So basically it's only going to show up if they land on my about page, if they land on my home page, if they land on my contact page, or a blog post. That's the only time that this is going to pop up. So you can just come in here and choose which pages you want it to show up on. Alternatively, you can have it show up on any page that they land on first. But again, if they happen to come to your website from a sales page, you want them to stay on the sales page. Don't distract them. So I wouldn't put it on sales pages, but it's totally up to you. And then you can choose timing. You can show it on a timer, show it on a scroll, or show on a timer and a scroll. So a timer means that once they've landed on your page for a certain amount of time, usually a few seconds, like 30 seconds or so, it will pop up. If you show it on a scroll, then it's going to show up after they've scrolled a certain distance on your page. Usually you can set it for 50 or 75% down the page, then it will pop up. Or you can choose to do both. Now, personally, I usually just do on a timer for 30 seconds. That's enough time for them to start reading whatever it is that they were reading. I do not like it if I start reading a page and a pop-up pops up immediately. That kind of bugs me because I've landed on that page to read something and I'm getting interrupted already. So I would give them a little bit of time before you set it to pop up. And then you can also choose right here, how often do you want it to show to people who revisit your site? You can choose how often you want it to pop up again. So right now I have it set for 1 week. So it has to be at least a week from when somebody sees it for them to see it again. So if they show up on my site today and it pops up, and then they come back and look at something on my site tomorrow, they will not get the pop-up again. It will wait a week until it will show for them again. So it's, again, totally up to you how you have that set up. I have it set to not show up again after they've signed up, and then to show on mobile phones. So once you've made your choices there, you can just hit the back button. I didn't make any changes, so if you make changes to that, you'll probably have to click save first. And then now we're going to add an image. So what I'm going to do for now is add a picture that I just did of my new cover for my free offer. So I'm just going to drop that in there. And it's going to pop up right here, and it tells them exactly what it gets and what they get, and this is what the cover looks like for it. So I like how that looks. And then we're just going to come down here and do style. I kind of like the style here, but if you wanted to change the fonts, you could do that. So actually, let's change this to the font that I use on everything else. And then we'll keep that all nice and clean. The body font is fine, the background is fine. The button color, I could change this to match, but I kind of like how it looks with the black bar in the graphics, so I'm going to keep that. Now just to show you some of these other options here, mine shows this, I have this selected as stacked right now. You could change it to inline. Just kind of changes the way that it looks a little bit. See that? Let's see, you could change outline. This is for the text box here. I kind of like the outline better. Yeah. You could change text colors, border colors, any of that stuff here. Close button. Right now it says close, or you could change it back to the X. You could change the location of it. So right now, see, it's up here outside of the box. But I think it's a little clearer if you put it right here inside. So I'm going to keep it there. And then all of this other, kind of animations of everything. That was kind of cool. Let's see. So the different ways that it's going to pop up for your subscribers when they are on your page. I do not have the overlay turned on, but you could totally do that and adjust these settings. And a lot of this stuff you're just going to have to kind of come in and play with it and see how you like how it looks. See how, and make changes as you go. That's pretty much it. This is for the button styles here. All right, that's pretty much it for styles. So go back to the main page. That's it. So now this form is all set up on my page. Okay, so now let's take a look at what this is going to look like on my website. If somebody's landed here and they're looking at my website, now remember we had it set for 30 seconds, so it's going to take just a few seconds for it to pop up. There it is. There's the graphic that we did, the new text we have, and then they can just add their email address here. And what will happen is it'll add their email address to the Google form that I have set up, and then Zapier will send that information over to ConvertKit for me. Now, like I said, I have another tutorial on that. If you'd like to see how to set that up, I will put the link for that below. I hope you found this helpful. If you did, please leave me a comment in the comment section or like the video. This is the kind of stuff I love helping my clients with, this back office tech side of business that some people don't enjoy so much. So if sounds like you, if it's not something that you enjoy doing or you don't have the time to do it, I would love to chat with you. Click the apply button in the description section below so we can schedule a chat. And don't forget to hang out with me over on Facebook and Instagram where I share tips and tricks all the time. I'll see you there.